Awesome.
Great.
Awesome. I would ask you guys if you would mute. We're going to get started. Welcome back to a wonderful another week of the Palms Up Show. Thank you to all my beautiful virtual guests. We got to give folks time to mute themselves out so that we don't all...
Greetings, everybody. How's everybody doing for another week of the Palms Up Show?
Really?
Awesome.
Great. Awesome. I would ask you guys if you would mute. We're going to get started. Welcome back to a wonderful another week of the Palms Up Show. Thank you to all my beautiful virtual guests.
You want me people?
It's time to mute themselves out so that we don't all... Greetings, everybody. How's everybody doing for another week of the Palms Up Show? Really? Great.
I have no idea.
We're going to get started. Welcome back.
Let's see what's going on.
People?
Say it one more time. Yeah, go ahead and see if that'll help. Sorry, technical difficulties. As usual.
I have no idea. We're going to get started.
What's going on? All right, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
No, I guess you can't.
It's just they're muted.
Can you hear me? I have no idea what in the world is going on with this, but I'm going to attempt. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm gonna continue to roll with the punches. I'm not sure what's going on. We went live on Facebook. Can everybody still hear me now? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, great. We're moving on. Not really sure what's going on. I hope Facebook can hear us just fine, but we're recording, so we'll release the link later. Hello, guys. Welcome to another week of the Palms Up Show, and you just never know on this platform when the technology gods are going to toy with us. They think we're going to shy away from bringing you this beautiful word and our wonderful guests, but the devil is a liar. On today of all days, where Mr. Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all counts today? I don't think so. Palms up. What's up, Facebook? What's up? It's your girl. We back for another week. Guys, come on into the virtual platform if you guys want to join us. If today of all days you want your voice to be heard, but you know what it is. It's your girl, and we back for another week to talk about our stories our way, because you know what? That's why we do this, guys. Hey, guys, what's going on out there? Let's get going. We had a little technical difficulties, but let's go on and pull this on out the gate, because word on the street says that today is Happy Weed Day. It's not only day for justice, it's the day to light up. How you do that there? It's 420. They tell me that 420 was originated from some kids that just used to get together around 420 in the afternoon and hit a little split. You know what it is. You ain't too old. You don't forget. You haven't forgot. Stop acting like some clutching your pearls as if you know what it is. We had to grow up. We had to grow through. Well, today is Happy Weed Day. For those of you that your potheads out there that are celebrating 420, they tell me that there are a lot of myths floating around about where 420 came from, but the reality is that just a bunch of kids that back in the 70s used to want to hang out right around 420. They were out of school and their parents were still at work. You know what we do. You know what we do. So again, shout out to you guys. Happy Weed Day out there. I would like for you guys to understand that we are excited over here. Obviously, that doesn't even tip the scale of justice, but it's a nice start. Our dear Breonna Taylor and all of our many other fallen angels, God, justice for all. But first and foremost, Mr. George Floyd, rest in peace and palms up, guilty on all counts. I was listening at Mr. Keith Ellison, the Attorney General up in Minnesota. He said it's time for a social transformation. I know that's right. He said this is a good start, but we need to put an end to racism. He said that this generation is going to do what our generation and generations before mine failed to do, and that's stop this nonsense. These deaths must end. Guys, that's not an unrealistic thought. That's not an unrealistic task, and today was a very good start. Hey guys, they tell me that there's a local DC marijuana advocacy group that's celebrating 420 by giving away joints. That's right. They're giving away joints if you can prove that you've been vaccinated. They say joints for jabs. DC Marijuana Justice are giving out joints today to 21 and older, and they're only doing it in 20 areas across the city. You know what it is if you out there looking for it on this 420. Palms up, I tell you. Hey, DC has announced that they are going to give amnesty to our drivers out there with outstanding tickets. Don't be like me. Last time this amnesty came around, I missed out. They're saying that you can get your parking, penalties and all the extra fees forgiven. You still got to pay the original ticket amount. But if you like me and you let those tickets double, you better ask somebody. You better go to ticketamnesty.dc.gov. Let me give it to you again. I think I did that wrong. Ticket, T-I-C-K-E-T, amnesty, amnesty.dc.gov. All right, now don't get caught out there. They say June 1st, all ticket writing begins. Well, not all, but most of the stuff that gets us hemmed up, expired parking meters, parking in the wrong space, all that kind of stuff. They get ready to start ticketing again, y'all. This we coming out of this pandemic. Forget what you heard. All right, July 1st, all DC driver's licenses and ID cards must be current and valid. Y'all thought y'all was gonna keep on riding this pandemic out. Y'all better get right. All right, you know what it is. Don't be out there complaining, talking about it's a pandemic, and they told you July 1st, you better have your stuff right. All right, folks, palms up. It's your girl. Just want to see you right. Don't want to see you out there. All right, guys, we're going to keep talking about, and that's why we got our beautiful guests here tonight. And that's why the month of April we have spent, trying to empower you out there to let you know that you are in control of your destiny. If you got babies out there or young men, young women that have lost their way, we want to introduce you guys to some soldiers around the community that we know you guys can relate to their stories. Why? Because we keep hearing these stories in the news. All right, we just talked to you about 3 weeks or a month ago that we had 13-year-olds doing carjackings and robberies and folk dying, and now I got a story over in PG County, a 12-year-old boy charged in a fatal shooting in a shopping center. And guess what? The victim was 13 years old. Another 13-year-old was stabbed over in Ritchie Station Shopping Center in Glen Arden. Guys, who watching the kingdom? What is the deal when our 12 and 13-year-olds out here doing carjackings and shootings and murder? I mean, what it is, DC, DMV, Maryland. Guys, we have to talk it up out there. It is not cool to have our babies out there committing these level of crimes. Who's watching the kingdom? Let's talk about it tonight. Let's talk about it with a beautiful, beautiful guest of ours, Mr. Derek Kelly, who stopped by the platform to grace us with his presence, going to talk to us a little bit about his journey. Hey, Derek, will you say hello to the people real quick for me? I'm going to go around and get some other hellos and come right back for you. How's it going, soldier?
It's going good, man. How everybody doing?
I'm doing just fine. Palms up and welcome to the platform. We so appreciate you. Thanks so much. I'm going to come back and talk to you in a little bit. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, awesome. Look like we got our unapologetically speaking Mr. Kenneth Coles on the line. How's it going? I done renamed you, gave you Kenneth Coles name, Clark. Hey, Kenneth Clark, how's it going this week for another week of Palms Up? Kenneth, these guns are still going off. We're going to have to talk about it before we get out of it this week. Is that okay?
Can you unmute?
Good. You're on mute, Ken, just so you know. There you go. Hey, Kenneth Clark.
Hey.
I tell you guys, Kenneth is so humble, but Kenneth is doing a lot of work behind the scenes. As a matter of fact, we got calls coming in on our CV rescue line, and we'll be out in the community tomorrow. You guys stay tuned. We'll be bringing to you another understanding and update of community folks out there in the community and how they're living. But hey, Kenneth, thanks so much for joining us. We have that talk this week with the other community leaders regarding these shootings out in the PG County area. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're hearing out there and what's going on briefly?
Yeah, so there's a lot of conversation, not even just conversation. A couple of individuals up in the Greenbelt area, as well as the Capitol Heights area, a couple of people said that they have taken matters into their own hands, where they have gone within their neighborhood watches, neighborhood associations, and they are doing individual prayers. They said they're not waiting, this is not a whole time to do a whole lot of advertising, but this is something that has become more right now, from my understanding. We're at over 62 homicides right now. And
when you say 62, you across the line in PG County, Maryland?
in PG County, County.
Okay. District is
So,
not too far behind.
So it's getting out of hand, and people are tired and they're fed up, and so we got some work to do.
We got a lot of work to do. I thank you for that, sir. You know what, guys, this is why we do this platform, why we bring you our show every week, because there's a lot going on in our communities, and why so much energy and so many folks are coming in and through our town. We got some local issues that we need to resolve, guys. And guys, we don't need to, as you heard Mr. Clark say, we don't need to wait on anybody. We can do this ourselves. But the first thing we got to do is we got to be willing to hold ourselves accountable. And what that means is getting on that community level and finding out why these guns got to keep going off. Why are our folks pulling out these guns when they are frustrated and arguing? Why is that the first source of their reality? And I just asked, and been all month, we've been inviting different everyday soldiers to our platform, because we don't pretend to know. We're trying to dial up the conversation in hopes that our brothers and our families of brothers out there will see themselves in these young men and in these stories. Guys, we've got to figure out how we're going to help our community save one another, because we're dying rapidly. Guys, today's a wonderful day for justice. Mr. Derek Kelly, welcome to the platform, our everyday soldier, coming to spread some knowledge and some love. Thanks so much, Derek, again. Can we jump right in?
Yeah.
Tell folks who Derek Kelly is and what it is that you do for a living, and how it is that you come to do that, Mr. Derek Kelly.
My name is Derek Kelly. I was born and raised in Southeast, or Bury Farms / Landover, or the 25-hour store. And I mean, the work I do, I haul bulk trash. This been a 20-some year dream I always wanted to do. Well, I didn't always want to do it. When I seen that movie Claudine, that's what made me wanted to do. I wanted to do trash, but
okay.
I know Kurt Good. I know him personally, so I had a meeting with him. So he gave me and my cousin Jerome Tyree, which is my partner, he gave me the idea of doing the bulk trash. So, and it's going well now. So I mean, I love doing it, and eventually I will get that trash company going too.
That's awesome. Now you say Claudine, you know you dating yourself, brother.
Yeah, that's going way back.
Look, they tell me, I believe James Earl Jones was in that or something like that.
Yeah. He was a trash man. Yeah. They talking bad about him, but they don't know that trash make you millions.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad you said that. Talk to me a little bit of how you even got started in terms of being humble enough that was going to be your occupation. Because a lot of times with our brothers out here, the money good, but they need to learn how to humble.
A lot of growing up. Coming up, I ain't had no patience for nothing. If I ain't get it then, you know what I'm saying, I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? It was a waste of time. It wasn't like the streets. When the streets, you know what I'm saying, you're in the streets, you're getting that money. So with this right here, I had to go through a lot of ups and downs, and humble myself. You know what I'm saying? I had help from family members and friends humbling myself, because that was real hard.
Can
Just
we
the
talk
humble-
about them when you say ups and downs? I mean, you look like you got it together, brother. Folks might not understand when you say up and down. What can you talk a little bit about what that might look like?
Ups and downs, man. Just growing up poor. For one, growing up, what I'm saying, Bury Farms, back then it was like a big family. Everybody, you can walk in everybody's house. I mean,
Yeah.
we eating syrup sandwiches. I mean, to us, that was just everything. And then, and like when I got around like 12, that's when I started really messing around in the streets.
Mhm.
But when I seen my mom's cry, and it wasn't over a funeral enough, it was because we about to get put out.
Mhm.
So I took it serious. So it's just like any other inner city kid, Maryland kid. When you come up and you see sisters hungry, your brother's hungry, and eviction notice, man, you just go out there, you be a man, especially when you got your father around. And me coming up, I was an angry kid. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I was angry at the world, angry about just what's going on in my life, you know what I'm saying? And then, helped him out, my big brother, Anthony, you know what I'm saying? He always, been there for me, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he helped me out a lot, you know what I'm saying, get my mind together. And I hated my father, you know what I'm saying? But I had to learn that even though I hate him, that's still my father.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So, we got a little closer, before he passed. And, you know what I'm saying, I just lived my life and just changed my life around.
Hey,
I mean,
Dirk,
because all my friends, everybody from Southeast Landover, just, everybody was dying. So I'm still here for a reason. I'm just trying to find out the
That's
reason.
right.
Why am I still here?
That's right. That's right. To save another life, soldier. Palms up to you. I want to thank you so much for being so transparent and so willing to be so vulnerable. You said a couple of things in that I know a lot of our audience members and our folk out there can resonate with. You talked about the reality of having to see your mom and your family members poor and hungry or feeling in need of, and the motivation that fell on you, to go out and try to make a difference. And, our platform is about spreading mental wellness and mental awareness, because a lot of times we think about mental health in our community as just being about the diagnosed understanding. And what we're trying to say is that when you're dealing with and coming through levels of trauma and stress that impact you and cause you to make different decisions, you're just as impacted by someone who's been diagnosed as someone who hasn't been, just because the levels of toxic stress that you're dealing with, day in and day out, worrying about your family eating, not knowing if you're going to be put out. This is real stuff. And the truth of the matter is that us in the Black communities, we're so resilient because we get tough. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you were an angry kid. I'm the daughter of schizophrenia. I get it. My mom was the crazy lady. Nobody understood what schizophrenia was. She was just the crazy lady. And so as kids, we developed that mechanism of being tough. And so I thank you for touching on that, because what we keep hearing, babies are out here in the street.
Too sure the Black and brown people or anyone.
Carjackings and murders. And I'm just hoping that through our conversation and through our platform that we're going to be able to reach someone out there, because it's just, we're going through something, and they keep telling us that we're on the come up. But when we look back into these communities that you and I come from Chesapeake Terrace. I heard you mention Bury Farms, and word up to my Ward 8 soldiers coming through this platform representing, because they would have you believe that we not out here, Dirk. You know what I'm saying? I heard you mention your brother. Your big brother, was he typically your role models, or were there other folks around you that you could recognize as being role models?
Yeah, he was one of them. Then I had a guy named Shaky. He was like a big brother, real mentor to me. And then also my mom, you know what I'm saying? Whatever trouble I got in, whatever happened, she was always there for me. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Them three they're my role models. And just like maybe, I really just got myself together really in 2017.
I like for you keeping it honest. What was the turning point for you, you think?
The turning point was 2010. 2009, I had got into some trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And I was facing some time, but 2010 is when I had started college. So I went to UDC for forensic science. Nice. And then I went back for not forensic science, mortuary science was UDC. And then I went back for forensic science up PG College.
Okay.
So,
Now mortuary, I know is dealing with the dead bodies. You into that, huh?
Yeah. Well, I was in 2017. I got hired at the medical examiner office where I always wanted to be. So I was
Nice.
helping out with autopsies and I ran the streets at night picking the bodies. Me and my little man Kidwell and JP. Yeah, them was my partners.
Wow,
Yeah.
my hat's off to you. That I mean, I guess picking up trash is small stuff. You picking up dead bodies, brother. I tell you, my hat's off to you. You're not a stranger to the hard work.
Nah, yeah, I done, yeah. So and I picked up a lot of them youngers, man, and
Yeah.
it was just sad, picking up a lot of them with 16, 17 up in them. I mean, females was getting slaughtered too.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because it's still going.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on with the females, but they was catching them too. They was catching 10, 12 bullets too.
Yeah.
And it was just sad, you know what I'm saying? They all was young. I mean,
Yeah.
we young dying out here, man. And
I'm getting ready to ask you got any young children?
my daughter 21.
Oh, God bless you. But still, she's she's your baby. And
Yeah.
and what kind of advice would you offer our young parents out here, our parents out here of youth that are challenged with, what we're seeing out here and trying to be different, make a difference, change the dynamic? What kind of advice would you offer?
That's hard. I mean, when we was coming around, I mean, you got the older guys out there, man. They were guiding the youngest. They wouldn't see you do nothing wrong. Matter of fact, they'll beat you. And then when your mother and father come home, well, whoever came home first, you had your mother and father. Your mother come, she beat you, and then your father beat you. You know what I'm saying? We had guidance. When we was little. When we was little, of course you're gonna fight. When we fight, that's all we did was fight. And then we made up. But the kids today, they lost. And then the parents, they not being the parents, they being a friend.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And a lot of them, they scared of their kids too. Now, when your kid, your 13, 14-year-old kid is paying rent, it's a problem.
Come on now.
It's
a nothing but the truth, Derek.
Yeah, and that's what's going on now. These kids don't have no guidance. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no big brothers, big uncles no more, because guess what? The uncle's 50 and they still out there with their nephews on the corner selling. That's bizarre.
Generational break, trying to break the cycles, and we still stay right back where we started. I want to ask you this question. We talked a little bit about it earlier. Based on what you just talked about, those generational corner meetings, being a Black man, trying to get it together. You talked to us about 2017 being, the recent understanding of you transitioning. Have you felt in your transition that being a Black man has been a negative, a positive, it didn't matter? I mean, can you just come from a perspective from someone out there that might be feeling like the man holding them down or holding them back, or,
When I was negative, I did think about that. I thought about, the white man this, white man that. But I mean, one day my brother set me down and he said, man, if everything keep happening the same way, you got to look at yourself, Slim. It's you. You can't keep pointing the fingers at everybody. And so one day I just sat in my room and I just thought about everything. And I was like, wow, he's right. It's me. I'm the evil one. I'm the mean one, because anybody know what I'm saying? I'm your friend to the end, but I got that evil streak. I mean, that's just always been me. It's hard for me to trust. You know what I'm saying? Because what I've been through.
Yeah. Hard to trust is something that we all deal with. It's something that's affecting us now with this vaccination. Many of us probably not going to do something different, but we don't want to do the vaccine either. You know what I'm saying? And the reality is we can't have it both ways, but it's so hard to trust. So how can you even expect folks to make these responsible decisions when, we just got a lot we're dealing with? I appreciate you being so candid with me. Somebody said something on the show a couple of episodes back. They were talking about how it's so hard out here for our folks, our brothers. They'd rather get locked up because at least they know they're going to get 3 meals and a cot. And I'm like, back in the 80s, and I heard stuff like that, but to still hear that resonating and being real, how do we expect to break these cycles when brothers looking to go back and get locked up so that they can get resources?
Easy way out, man. There's money out here, man. You can get a job. they don't want that type of job.
Yeah,
That's that's what it is. See, they so caught up in the Lil Waynes and all
Yeah.
these little other little young dudes, rappers out here. But see, they just see the Bentleys, the big houses, the chains, the watches, you know what I'm saying? They see the
Yeah.
good life. They don't see the behind the scenes when the Lil Wayne's got to do 20 shows in 5 days. That's
Yeah.
why he smokes so much weed and drinks so much purple, because he got to cope with this. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? Have himself up. He want to be home with his family too. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? But if a guy like me come, you know what I'm saying? Because I go in the hood, I don't care where it's at. I go like I don't do uptown, but I go uptown and I try to talk to the young. They're gonna look at me like I'm crazy, like I'm high or something, you know. And they might try to rob me, you know what I'm saying? But let a Lil Wayne come up there and talk. You don't know this dude from Adam from Eve. He the one got the money, but you ain't gonna try to rob him. You gonna listen to everything this clown say. You know what I'm saying? But I'm from here.
yeah.
I'm
But
from
that's the dynamic that we're speaking right to. And I appreciate your candid. I'm gonna jump off for 1 minute. Mr. Kidwell, looks like you might have wanted to ask a question or comment on something. Welcome to the platform. I open up the platform to our dear folks from the public because I want us to all join in this wonderful conversation. Guys, we're trying to save some lives. Mr. Kidwell, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you well. Welcome, brother. Palms up to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to speak to Mr. Derek Kelly. That's like my little bro. What's up, Derek?
So, homie.
When I met Derek in 2017, I currently still work at the ME's office. Derek was my inspiration. I'm 32 now. When I met Derek, he told me, "Hey man, I'm gonna give me my dream condo." Next year, what happened? He got his condo. Then he was like, "I'm going to start my business." And to say that is he inspired me because I just became a first-time home buyer in January, and I started my business in September of last year. So I just wanted to let Derek know that I still look up to him. He like my big bro, and just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep motivating me. You might not think you're motivating some people, but I did what I did because I seen what you went through and what you told me about and how you persevered, and I had to make some changes within myself to make progress. Because you would have told me last year that I was going to be a homeowner, I'd have looked at you and told you you were stupid. But I sat down with Mr. Derek Kelly and we worked out a plan, and boom, I got my house in January,
I
built from the
love
ground up.
Congratulations and palms up to you, brother, doing the darn thing. I love that home ownership. One of the things that came out of this platform was the reality of would ownership make a difference when we talk about trying to change our realities in the community? Mr. Kelly, I see you shaking your head. You agree with that?
Yeah, it makes a whole lot of difference, man. Of owning, owning a piece of property. You just, you feel better. I mean, you got something that you can hold. This can be your legacy. We can be like the Rockefellers. They got that money. They got that old money when $20 $20 bill first came out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we should be trying to strive to do. Like I always tell people, at a black family, if we sitting at the table eating dinner, our parents talking about getting through high school, going to college, getting good grades, because that's going to get you the money. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because half of them, they probably didn't finish school.
That's right.
If you go
That's
to a
right.
white family, they talking about their kids 2-3 years old, and they talking about stocks and bonds.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what we need to start doing.
Yes.
Start teaching our kids. Like I'm 48. I'm still trying to learn about this stocks and bonds because my mother ain't never, because she
That's
didn't know,
right.
because ain't nobody ever teach her.
And nobody taught it to us. How we
So,
supposed to know? Exactly.
Yeah, so we gotta motivate our kids. I mean, yeah, education, yeah, to me, long as you know how to read and write. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this education is just, it's a ripoff to me.
Well, you know what? But that's why more of us got to come back to the table. And, every moment in history taught us that there was a time where we came together for the greater good of movement of the race and the culture. And I just feel like there's no difference for us. And that's why our platform, we try to have these conversations just to kind of plant the seed. It doesn't change the world overnight, but we didn't get here overnight. And we've got to start to be accountable and decide what role we play. I keep hearing these conversations around election about government this and government that, but we as a people are resilient. And you touched on something. You talked about the ownership piece. On a day where George Floyd's murderer, we can legally say now, on a day where his murderer was found guilty on all counts, I want to open it up to the platform and have some fun on this historical day of the jury making decisions. What does the path forward look like for us as a people, and most importantly, for those of us that are still plagued by these gun violent communities? Because as you heard Derek Kelly say, he's been picking bodies up since long before now. So what are we going to do differently? I want to open the platform to anyone that feels motivated to speak about the advancement of our culture, guys, post George Floyd and a guilty verdict. What do we do next?
We keep going.
Okay, come on.
Yeah.
Who am I? Who's speaking?
Sharamia, you have the floor.
Being a boots on the ground kind of girl in different environments from Northwest to Southwest, there is a true motivation today to see that it is possible. We still have pending cases, Mr. Dante Wright. And then you have the 13-year-old who was shot by the cop as well. Dante Wright is still in Minneapolis. His family is there. They're going over to that family to pursue the next person who needs to be held accountable. I worked in the most uneasy properties, I'll say, to say the least. But when they see positivity, that's when it attracts everybody like a magnet. Mm-hmm. You and I both know we've held community days for years. Mm-hmm. And so happens that Mr. Derek Kelly works one of our communities. And so familiar with Cedar Heights. He's familiar with the environment. He's familiar with seeing these young men and women out there aimlessly outside, angry, pent up, pandemic, just nothing to do, no resources out there in a pandemic. Mm-hmm. There was no plan B for this. Mm-hmm. And so, but as long as they see that there's a possibility somewhere and there's somebody out there that is willing to go through the storms with them, I believe that anything is possible. And that's in DC, Maryland, and anywhere else. We just have to keep moving forward. It makes sense.
Thank you. I love that. I love that. Hey guys, it's your girl, it's your girls. We on the Palms Up platform and we are talking to Mr. Derek Kelly, and our virtual audience is chiming in. Guys, on a wonderful day such as the day where George Floyd's murderer has been found guilty on all counts, we are attempting to erase stereotypes. You thought you knew who our soldiers were. You thought because we came from Southeast east of that river that we wasn't going to do it, but we are doing it. You heard our brother Derek Kelly say that a movie called Claudine. You never know where your inspiration and your motivation going to come from, guys. I tell you, Mr. Kelly, in all this talk of you changing your ways and you inspiring our young brother, Mr. Robert Kidwell, to become a homeowner of all things, that is just so awesome. I am a former real estate company owner, broker, and real estate trainer. So I can appreciate education and the introduction to wealth in our community. I stand before you, an insurance company producer. So believe me, I subliminally, I've got plans. So I thank you for coming to the platform. When we talk about building legacy, Mr. Derek Kelly, we talked about your beautiful princess who's 21 years of age. What does the word legacy at 48 years of age mean to you? Slow down, Rhonda, slow down. I just got my footing under me. Give me a minute. Let me build it first. Jesus.
that's my legacy, man, is getting this T&K hauling, man, just getting in prime time out there, man. So my nephews, if I have any grandkids, nieces, won't have to live like I did. You know what I'm saying? Won't have to see struggle like I did.
That's right.
Longevity. I mean, that's my legacy, and that's what I'm working on. I mean, I've been wanting to do it, but it just, I'm not religious enough like that, but God just wasn't ready for me yet.
I heard that. Hey, brother, I'm so proud that he was. And I tell you, I thank you. It's going to take all kinds, Derek. It takes a village. I thank you, my dear fellow Southeast brother, coming back and standing in the storm and getting it done. And not just getting it done, but passing the word so that others can be motivated and inspired to do so. Guys, in my opinion, it worked for us, Derek. You know what I'm saying? Like you talked, the old heads was out there. I got the message. And I'm just saying, I just feel like it's going to take all of us to go back, and can't nobody save us but us. Palms up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Can't nobody save us but us. We have to stop depending on other people, to try, because if you don't try, I mean, what good is it?
Yes, that's right. That's
so
right.
I mean, it's just like when we was called Chocolate City at one time, we had Murray Burn. That was our president.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't speaking bad about Obama, but Murray Burn was our president.
You know it.
What he wanted to do, when he wanted to do, and how he wanted to do it. And them people did not like that. Everybody had their own businesses. That's when, remember downtown, that was ours.
He took care of the kids,
yeah,
and he took care of the old head.
Yeah, yes. He took care of everything. Everybody had a job. Even
everybody.
I had a job, even though I was still in the street, but I still had a job.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? So we need to get back to that, but I don't think we'll never get a.
I think they said yesterday.
Yeah, like man. So
we got a new norm, Derek, and that's why the significance of a guilty plea for what they say they hide behind the badge or behind the blue. At some point now, our narrative has to become something. Not that we got to stay away from the understanding of justice, but now the accountability pendulum has to swing both ways. We can't stay here, and we can't stay in yesterday's understanding. We've got to carve out a path forward that is going to be inclusive of all. And I don't know how we get there. We don't break down these colonized systems that's still in place. Anybody want to speak up or unmute and talk about it? Hello, Miss Carlinia Springer. Welcome to the Palms Up platform, sister. I'd love to hear from you on such a historic day where we've got Mr. Derek Chauvin found guilty on all counts. Can you unmute and talk to us? Well, while we wait for Ms. Springer, Carlinia Springer, to unmute, is there anyone that'd like to comment on the path forward and what it means for us as a people in the shadows of a guilty verdict for Mr. George Floyd's murderer? Anyone want to rejoice, share some words of positivity or wisdom?
So I just wanted to echo Chiroma's comments. We are at the beginning. I mean, we have to continue. It's a great start. The police know now that they have to be held, that they will be held accountable for their actions. And I just have to say the millennials, I mean, they are a fearless generation coming out in the pandemic, being there, marching and just making this thing just a global thing. So it is such an honor to be, in the world at this time. Absolutely. And seeing where we're going with this, and we have to keep this up. I mean, we have to have our cameras ready, our camera phones ready. We have to give this information up, and that's our part in it. And just to, the millennials are just, they're just fearless. And I have just great things to say about them because we've been marching for years.
Come on now.
They made it happen.
Yeah.
And just in a pandemic, not even being afraid of the virus, just making it happen. So it is just amazing. And like I said, we're at the beginning and we just have to keep going because change takes a while to happen, but we're all up for the challenge and we all know our part and we just all have to be a part of it.
I love that. Thank you so much, Miss Yvette. Hey, Mr. Derek Kelly, as Yvette mentioned, the millennial population is just a fearless bunch, and they've shown that time and time again, are not willing to accept what we said on yesterday. In your opinion, and moving forward, where would you advise our young brothers and our sisters that are out there lost? Who would you advise them to turn to, or what would you advise them to do, in terms of being able to find a path forward and out of whatever they're going through?
That's a tough question right there.
Yeah.
Like I say, they don't have nowhere to go, nowhere to turn. They got to believe in themselves, man. When I was out there running, I always was told, you're going to be like your father, you're going to be in and out of jail, you ain't going to be nothing. And I wanted to prove to everybody, man, that's not going to be me. I am my father, but man, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of time I just believed in myself. I was like that. I was like that kid, like that rose that grew in the concrete. Didn't nobody understand me. You know what I'm saying? But the guys that was around me, they understood me because we was all doing the same thing. But I wanted more. I wanted the upper people, the white collar people, to look at me different. People always tell me you hard to approach. And I just had this look on my face like, don't F with me. You know what I'm saying? And I had to, it was a good thing and it was a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? The good thing was ain't nobody really, mess with me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't the baddest dude in DC or Maryland, but I mean, I'm me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn how to just smile more, just, let things go and things start coming to me. You know what I'm saying? So then I, got confident. I was always a confident person, but I just had to break that barrier. So, you know what I'm saying, to the kids out here, you gotta stop being uptight. You gotta let go. You gotta stop blaming this person and that person, this person, because it's your fault of whatever you're going through, because you can't change it. You know what I'm saying? If I can change, I come from the same place a lot of them come from. If I can change, you can change. You know what I'm saying? But they always want to make excuses for being bums, and that's what they really are. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Your mother raised you better, or your grandmother raised you better than that. You know what I'm saying? But they always want to make excuses. That's what's wrong with our black man and black woman. They always want to make excuses for why this not happening or why this won't happen. You know what I'm saying? And you got to go get it.
And I like that. You're not the first guest to the platform, and thank you for that. That we come up on that tough love, but the hard thing about tough love is that when you try to use tough love on children that have been raised by the internet and playing these video games, tough love worked on us because we was used to a certain kind of regiment that went along with it. But when you try to use tough love on our poor babies that ain't been introduced to any kind of hard time or whatever, and they think the world is coming down on them, it becomes something, So I thank you for that. I want to open up a question to the platform as we talk about saving a life and erasing stereotypes, looking for positive contributions to save our young men and women out here. You heard me mention on several of the platforms that we've had 12 and 13-year-olds committing carjackings, murders, what it is, DC, what it is, DMV. Let's talk it up out here. Got our voices of wisdom on the line, I'd like to believe. Does anyone want to make a contribution to the subject matter? We need to erase some stereotypes. How do we save some lives? Oh, nobody got anything to say.
Well,
hello, Keisha. I hear you.
I think first of all, and like Brother Kelly was saying, his exterior showed one thing, but his inside was something totally different. We are such a microwave society that we don't take time to really learn a person.
Yeah.
And of course, if somebody come off aggressive, sometimes it will either make you either back up or you'll go aggressively.
Yeah.
It's about trying to take time and really learn a person and hear their heart. Because you can say one thing out your mouth, but it's totally opposite. But we don't want to take the time to. And in culture, we aren't educated about finances and how to deal with things from a reality point of view. I don't care what level of life is always going to be a struggle. But if you got somebody that really got your back and care about you, you can make it through and just do it realistically. I think sometimes we tend to set too high standards for ourselves in the beginning and we miss out on it and we don't build that foundation. So
I think that's beautifully said. Thank you for that. And you know what? That gives me an opportunity to segue, talking about showing some love in the community. Those of you that have been following our platform, that was our dear overseer, Ann Cole's real talk. She is when she ain't had her purple pill, that is. I want you to know that she has been allowing us to follow her journey as she's been getting vaccinated, as we talk about all things, community on this platform. And it's a struggle for many to get their arms around this vaccination process because as we talked about, we're not a people that trust. And so we've got some concerns, valid or not, they're our concerns and they're not to be overlooked. We are still in a pandemic and there are still lives being lost. Dear Overseer Coles had to have her second shot. You had the Pfizer. Is it Overseer Coles? The Pfizer.
Yeah.
She had her second shot on yesterday. So those of you out there, palms up to you who are going through this same journey and haven't had the shots or still going through it, and still trying to make your way. I know that we had a little scare today, and so I'm glad that she's okay. Her heartbeat was raised. You want to talk to us a little bit about that for those that are out there on this journey with you?
Yeah, today was out on Tuesdays. We do the food thing, and I was out at the center picking up, and my head started pounding and my heart started racing. And they end up calling the ambulance. I end up going to the emergency room today, but I'm home.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
I ain't scared. Yeah, we keep going. We gonna keep going. We gonna keep going.
That's right. Don't let your fear get the best of you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right. Get
yeah.
your good
So they told
support
me to
network.
lay still for a couple of days. I'm trying to. I don't know how this gonna work. Rhonda took my car keys and all that stuff, you know.
Trying to do too much. I'm reading the chats here and I see someone says that we need this. Thanks for that, dear Overseer Coles. I just, we all in this together, and I thank you for your comments about our youth. We definitely have to show some love and care and unity about one another. Our dear brother Derek Kelly has stopped by the platform, is allowing us to talk about his journey, to help us to understand that we can help save our youth, and we need to not allow them to keep making mistakes. Hey guys, I see Miss Letitia says that we need to start reaching our youth at a younger age. Absolutely. Palms up, Letitia. And hold our teens accountable for their actions. Absolutely. Changing those outdated youth laws that DC has. I tell you, I love all of that. And that's why we're out here on this platform. It doesn't matter to forge a new path. It doesn't matter if it hasn't been done before. I tell those folks that tell me every day, all day, oh, we've been out here doing this 20 years and where you come from. I said, that's not nothing to brag about when our community is losing the way that it is. Maybe it's time to come in with a new game plan, because whatever you've been doing for 20 years, then I got outdated because our folk are losing. Everybody else coming through this town on the come up, but our folks still in the same position. And we got brothers like our dear brother Kelly out here, our brothers like dear Saladin Simmons, Mr. Rashid Jackson. And then also we've got our other brother that came to the platform. Help me, Sharamia.
Boy Conyers.
Yes, Mr. Savoy Conyers teaching the young brothers HVAC. Guys, all this wonderful information, we're formulating a page on our website so that these brothers can permanently exist on our website. They're out here in this community. You heard Mr. Kelly say that we can reach our kids. His whole legacy is that he's able to continue to inspire others as he continues to build his own. Hey, Mr. Kelly, any final words of wisdom that you'd like to be able to share with the members out there in Facebook or on our platform this evening? Any famous quotes, any affirmations you hold on to when things get tough for you, your favorite artist, anything you want to put out there? We're not judging.
My quote is get money. Get
up off
your ass, man, and go get money. Get up off your ass and go get it, man.
Oh, you heard it here on the Palms Up Show. Get up off your A-double-S and go and get it. Hey, Mr. Derek Kelly.
Ain't nobody gonna give it to you.
I love it.
I love it too.
Ain't nobody gonna give it to you. So you gotta go and take it and just believe in yourself, man. It's gonna be a long ride. Because believe me, I heard a lot of no's before I heard a lot of yeses, man. And I was just ready just to give up. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I had people in my corner, and then like my partner, Jerome Tyree, which is my cousin. Mm-hmm. He more business savage than I am. So I'm coming fresh off. This what men do, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't about what men do. It's just business now, so you got to tone up and learn. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I learned a lot from still learning a lot from him. You know what I'm saying? So awesome. I mean, yeah, you just got to stay positive, man, and get around positive people.
Come on now.
Because when I turned my life around, got out of the street, I was still, hanging, with my buddy, because I want to be like, hey, I'm still down, even though I'm not doing it. But it wasn't nothing happening for me. So when I decided I never cut them off. I just laid back. Yeah. So when I laid back, everything started happening for me.
Come
And I'm
on.
like, damn, this is what I needed to do all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I still go around the way. I mean, I don't go around Berry Farm smoke because they done shut my home down.
Yeah, I'm about to
You
say,
know,
does it look the same?
Yeah, nah, it's dead. But I still
Yeah.
go around, you know, now and then I'll go around Lando, that 25 hour. What's up,
Mhm.
guys, if you watching? You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
hey, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? You know, just kick it with them. And
Yeah.
then, you know, I'm gone. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So I never forget where I come from. You know what I'm saying?
Never, brother.
I just don't want to do it. I want to see all them, you know what I'm saying, do good too. Because we all got kids now. We ain't, you know, with all that dumb stuff no more. You gotta raise your kids the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. So,
And
like
that's some beautiful words, and that's some real stuff. And I tell you, I thank you for coming to the platform, because a lot of times as women and then out in the community doing nonprofit work, a lot of times they think it's corny, but I come from them same streets, them same blocks, and the truth of the matter is it's these same kind of messages and the same tough love that helped me get out. I was an angry kid, and mental health, I didn't understand it either. But the truth of the matter is pacifying our children and allowing them to advance with these attitudes as if they're going to make it somewhere out of these cycles is not realistic. And so they're not going to hear it from somebody else. They got to hear it from us. And I say it all the time, we come to the community with the support groups and with the handout and trying to help folks, and they all ready for the jump off. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm all in jump off mode, we can communicate in that level, but trying to bring some knowledge, like you said, they ain't coming for that. They ain't checking for that. And we got to change that, because we know that too many lives are in trouble out there. Anytime you're pulling out guns in the middle of the day to settle your arguments, then, there's too many levels in between that we can help you grow, so that you don't have to take a life and be sitting behind bars. Hey guys, hey Derek Kelly, I can't thank you enough. You are truly a soldier, brother, and I just want you to keep marching on. Are you attached to any mentoring groups, or can we claim you as our own and put you on our website and things of that good nature?
I love. I mean, a long time ago, I wanted to try to get a job down in Oak Hill, but I wanted to be a counselor. They were trying to hire me to be a CO, and I'm like, man, I ain't with all that, man. I done been there, done that. I'm trying to counsel these kids because they gonna understand me, where I come from. When you put a person down there from Harvard, they don't know what it's like to eat a syrup sandwich. You know what I'm saying? They don't know, like, that song, sardines and pork and beans. We really did that. We really did that. We ate that. You know what I'm talking about? That was real. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a song that.
That's right. That's the realness.
That's what we ate. And it was
come
good.
on now. I don't care how old you get, you hear that joke come on and you already know what it is.
Yeah, so they don't understand that. So they're not gonna respect him or her.
That's right.
But they gonna respect me. So if I got a dome of 20 young men, and I get one in a possible to change their life, I did a good deed.
I feel you.
You're not gonna get all 20 because they,
hey, come on now.
They're gonna listen, but when they get out there on their own, that peer pressure is enough.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
is.
is.
A lot of these dudes, they followers. They don't have a mind.
Come on now. You speaking some realness tonight. And we just want to put our flag out there, because the brother, they just need to know the lane. That's all it is. And we need to change some lives. Hey, Mr. Kelly, with my beautiful brothers like you humbling themselves and coming back to talk to the community, I know that we're on the right direction. And I promise you, we're going to be back on your doorstep, because we got a plan. And we'd like for you to be a part of that, because we've got to figure out how to break these cycles and how to help our brothers and our sisters to be able to survive, sustain, and build lives that they can be proud of, and leave whatever's going on behind. A lot of them don't ever get out or never get to escape that. And it's important that they know that many of us come through that.
We need to get out more, like with different ones, southeast, southwest, northwest, northeast. Might have a block. We can have a block party day, and whatever bands come from whatever had them play. You know what I'm saying? Just to get, everybody together, block off the street. You know what I'm saying? Just to show, man, there's love out here, man. Man, all this fighting and this killing, man, is crazy, because what I just don't understand is Black Lives Matter. You get mad because a white person killed us, but you saying it's okay for you to go out and shoot one of us. It's okay. And it's not okay, man. It's crazy to me, man.
And Derek, I'm just saying, Mr. OG, help me out. How you gonna claim live by the code when you're doing foul stuff and shooting up our babies? What kind of code? That was never a part of the code. You don't get to rewrite the code. It was never a part of it.
Never part of it, man.
And I
Yep.
love you, brother. I really do. I thank you for all that you're doing. I thank you for all that you continue to do. Palms up to you and your beautiful princess. Thank you for
Thank you.
allowing us
Thank
to
you.
talk to you. I know that there's some brothers out there that had to be kind of thinking twice about whatever they're going through tonight. If there's anybody that wanted to reach out to you just for positive words, or just because you that brother to talk to when they're thinking about buying a house, I'm just saying. How
Yeah,
will
I
we
mean,
put folk in touch with you if you're open to that?
they can get in contact with me through my number 202-763-9295. I mean, I'm giving out jobs. If you got transportation, you know what I'm saying, to get to the jobs. I mean, you can call me. I give everybody a chance, man, because I want to see everybody do right by themselves and get off these streets, man, because these streets is killing them.
I love that. Hey, Mr. Derek Kelly, I love it. Hey, this is Rhonda Hamilton, guys out there. It's your girl. Palms up, palms up. We got a true soldier that come through the platform. And Mr. Derek Kelly said you can reach him at 202-763-9295. And if you got transportation to get there, he's saying he'll talk to you and give you a chance. Guys, I'm saying it don't get any better than that. Guys, we out here, we care, but you got to do your part. Hey, platform, before we get out here from another wonderful show, can I invite anyone to give any kind words that they may have to a loved one that's sick? Is there anyone that has anything, any kind message of positivity that they want to share? Never be said that we don't let you speak on the Palms Up platform. Anybody, anything? All right, I want to send out.
Well,
Go
I got
ahead.
something to say. Hold
Come
on,
on,
it's
Mr.
Mr. Kidwell.
Kidwell.
Speaking back to how to change the youth, I'm probably the youngest person on this platform. I'm 32, but we don't got a lot of big mamas anymore where we can go and just hang out in the neighborhood, and everybody in the neighborhood was a discipline. You couldn't do nothing wrong in the neighborhood because before you made it back to your mother, you was already set straight.
Come on now. You
And
better
a lot of times, me working at the medical examiner's office, I see that a lot of youth don't have the access to technology, and they're hanging out with these guys in the corner who shame them for trying to further their education. So it's like a trap. It's almost like, well, why are you going to school and all this money out here? A lot of these young guys don't have access to all these resources, or like to Mr. Derek Kelly, they don't have access or anything, a platform where they can go and be themselves. They live in a fraud out here on these corners, and the only thing out here is a case number in a body bag for you. In reality,
oh my God.
that's speaking from me, from what I see from where I work. And it's just, if we can reach one or two of those young guys and let them know, hey, the library is free.
Come on now.
You can go down to the Department of Employment Services and get free HVAC training, but you don't know that because you out here with Mook Mook on the corner providing security for a business that's not going to invest in your community.
Come on now. And that's just the real of it. Hey, Mr. Kidwell, you ain't spoke nothing but the truth. I hope you guys will come back and keep with us and stay at this platform. Let me tell you a little secret. The Healthy DC and Me Coalition is actually the coalition that this show represents. And we are a coalition of nonprofit business owners and just folks from the community who care about the overall disparities for our folk, from housing, from these corners, from these gunshots, you name it. And the reason why we started these platform conversations was because we could not believe that our community would be so disconnected from the reality of what was needed. And so we host these forums to be able to keep the conversation going, to be able to invite folks such as yourself back to the conversation, because that's what it's going to take. When we walk into communities like we did in Ward 8 Southeast, and we see people's grandmothers and children living with roaches in the refrigerator and mice and rats, and they don't have any heat, we realize that it's because we're just not connected as a community, because we weren't raised by people that would allow us to even accept that. And so when we see these types of things going on, we know that we are divided, and when we're divided, then they win. And so I thank you guys for helping us to bring this conversation. The Healthy DC and Me Coalition is actually bringing forth a trauma center that will have a resource hub, that will have many of these wonderful types of forums. And we'd like to be able to invite folks such as yourself, Mr. Kelly, and also you, Mr. Kidwell, to come and speak to our youth. We want to create these pieces of real estate in the community that our people can identify with, and they know that they're safe havens, and they know that they're going to get the care that they need. So we're on a mission, and we thank you for humbly being a part of that. And I thank all my wonderful Palmers out there. You know what it is. It's your girl, and the hour is almost up. Palms up, guys. Our Cash App out there for those of you who want to continue to support the mission is Palms Up, the number 4MI. And you know what it is, what them nails looking like. They looking like mine. You need to get them dead. Go over there and holler at one of our sponsors, Glamour Nails, over on North Capitol Street. Miss Sheila, you know what it is. Palms up, and thank you for supporting our mission. Miss Sheila's number is 202-750-6612. That's Glamour Nails. And if you're like me and you need some color because the sun is out, you need to call Danita's House of Hair. Miss Danita supporting our platform and the mission in the communities. 202-607-4325. And you know what it is, Waterfront Insurance Network. All you got to do is give them a call. They'll get you some quotes, 202-487-0497. Hey, guys, these are the folks that support our mission, so we're asking you to support them. We got soldiers like Mr. Derek Kelly showing up, and we've got all these wonderful folks in our virtual audience. You know what it is. We are a community coming together, and when we stand together, there's no one that can conquer us. Hey, guys, how you feel about that George Floyd guilty verdict today? Everybody unmute and tell me what it is before we get out of here. On the count of 3.
Guilty.
Unmute.
Good.
Let's go out of here with a big bang. Everybody unmute on the count of 3. HealthyDCME.org. You know what it is. Spell the word "and" out. Everybody unmuted on the count of 3. We're going to tell them what it is in our loudest voice. Derek Chauvin found guilty on all counts. What it is. Yeah.
Guilty.
Let's go, justice forward, we march. Hey, Mr. Derek Kelly, thanks for stopping by the platform. You know, this is how we do the conversation. You're welcome always. We'll be coming back for you soon, okay, brother?
Okay, I'll be looking forward to hearing from y'all, man.
Thanks so much
for having me. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you. The pleasure's all ours. Hey, guys, keep watching The Kingdom out there. It's your girl. Look for me and Ken out in the community. We coming to another apartment community soon. Palms up. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.